Hello students, today we'll start your grammar topics, and in grammar your first topic is voice, or we also called it active and passive. Now we will see what is active sentence and passive sentence before moving on to how we can change active sentence to a passive sentence. There are two examples here. I write a letter. I is the subject, write is the verb, a letter is the object. What is a verb? Before discussing voice or active passive sentence, let's see what is a verb. Verb means action. Eating, playing, running, drinking, writing, all these are verbs which show some action being done. So, who is doing the action here? I write a letter. I am writing a letter. So I am doing the action here. So I become the doer of the action. Okay. So what action is being done? Writing is being done. On what thing is receiving the action? Letter. The object here is receiving the receiving the action. So what is will be the receiver of the action? A letter is the receiver of the action. In this sentence, in I, which is the subject, in first sentence we have placed I in front of the sentence and is given more importance. This I is stressed upon. I write a letter. So when a doer of the action, that is here I, when the doer of the action is given more importance, is placed in front of the sentence, is focused upon, then that sentence is called the active sentence. Let's see the second sentence now. In second sentence, a letter is a subject. Is written is a verb. By me is the object. So here, receiver of the action, that is a letter, is placed in front of the sentence, is given more importance than doer of the action, then that sentence is called the passive sentence. I hope you would have understood what is a passive sentence or what is a active sentence. I repeat, when doer of the action is given more importance, is placed in front, then that sentence is called the active sentence. When receiver of the action is placed in front, is given more importance, then that sentence is called the passive sentence. Now we will learn how we can change an active sentence into a passive sentence. I need to erase these so that we can learn how we can change active sentence into a passive sentence. Okay, before moving on to how we can change active sentence into a passive sentence, I need to discuss one thing with you. I is the subject here, which is in a first person. I hope you know what is that. First person is I. Second person is you. And third person is he, she, it, or any name. Okay, so please do remember these things. First person is I, second person you, and third person he, she, it. Okay, we need to focus these things also while discussing how we can change active sentence to a passive sentence. Please keep these things in also mind. Okay, next we will see this sentence more carefully. I is the subject, which is in a first person. It is in a first person. Write is a verb here. It is the verb's first form. And a letter is the object. If we see subject plus verb's first form plus object, which tense is this? This is present indefinite tense, or you can say it is simple present, or you can say it is simple present. If I change the subject here, I change the subject I to she. The sentence will change to she writes a letter. It is the subject, and which subject? Third person. So writes, verb plus s or es plus object. Again, this is the format of the present indefinite tense. I hope you are well aware of this present indefinite tense. So we will discuss how to change present indefinite in active sentence to a passive sentence. So we will go through the rules. There are few rules and to change active sentence to a passive sentence, and we will go through these rules. The rule number 1 say change the subject to object and object to subject. Our subject is the I. We will make it object, and our object is a letter. We will make it a subject and bring it in front. So, a letter. I hope it is clear to you up to here. Now we will see the rule number 2. Rule number 2 says check the tense. We have already checked the tense. Which tense is this? Present indefinite tense. Okay. So, and with the tense, by checking the tense, select the be form. Be is a verb. Be is a verb. It has total 7 forms. In present, be has 3 forms, which is, am, are. In past, be has 2 forms, was, were. In continuous, we use being. In perfect, we use being. 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6 plus 1, 7. So, 7 forms of be. So, please, you have to remember these be forms. Keep these in mind. Be has 7 forms. Is, am, are, when the tense is present. Was, were, when the tense is past. Being, when the tense is continuous. And being, when the tense is perfect. So, we will select the be form here. Rule number 2 says see the tense and select the be form. A letter. In present, there are 3 be forms, that is, am, are. So, with letter, we will use is. Why we will use is? Because with singular, we use is. With plural, we use are, and with I, we use am. Am is always used with I. In plural, we use are. In singular, we use is. A letter is a singular. A letter means one single letter. So, here we will use a letter. Is. We have seen the tense. From tense, we selected 3 forms. Those were is, am, are. Then we checked the new subject. Here our new subject was a letter, which was singular. So that's why we selected is here. A letter is. We have completed the rule number 2. We have completed the rule number 1. And we will see the rule number 3. The rule numbers 3 say add the verb's third form. Write. Write is the first form. Wrote. Wrote is the second form. Written. Written is the third form. Write, wrote, written. So a letter is written. We have completed our rule number 3 and rule number 4 says add by. And rule number 5 says make the subject as a new object. Subject was I, so we will make it by me. A letter is written by me. I hope you have understood it.